Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Warframe Wednesdays. I'm your host with the most, as always, Francois878. And today is going to be more of a relaxed, chill episode. First off and foremost, it is June 3rd, which makes it the first Wednesday of the month, which you guys probably know what that means at this point. That means we're going to be doing a platinum giveaway. Now, for this particular, normally what I do with the platinum giveaways is I just say, comment on the video, you're entered, and then I give the platinum away on the next Warframe Wednesdays. This week is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to have you guys comment on the video, but also, I would like you guys to tell me what your favorite Warframe is. That's the catch. You actually have to do something this week. Because that is what this week's episode is going to be about, and that is my favorite Warframes. Now, for some of you who have been with me for a while, you guys may know I did another video about this months ago, and I feel like at this point it's a little bit outdated. It's the game has changed a lot, and I feel like my choices back then don't really reflect my choices now. Granted, the only new frame that's on the list, actually, from back then is Chroma here. Chroma's a badass. I mean, he's the Dragon frame. He's a great solo player. He's a great team player with a huge amount of buffs, a huge amount of, defensive protection. He's an all-around great Warframe, and he looks badass. That's part of the equation of how I picked my characters is, how badass and cool looking are they, but also actually how much I like playing them. And I love playing Chroma. I love, his second ability just buffs the hell out of everyone. Vex Armor, which is his third ability, makes him arguably the best tank in the game. And his final eulogy is amazing. I mean, you just have that turret up just doing work for you is awesome. And Chroma has made it. We're doing a top 5 just to let you guys know. Similar to the last time, I had a couple more last time, but for number 4 here, as you can see, I've got Chroma. Now, last time Chroma didn't actually make the top 5. She was an honorable mention. And that's because she was boring back then, and it's because everyone just used Molecular Prime, and that was it. And granted, in this video, you've already seen me use Molecular Prime twice, but she's definitely got her other abilities are much more useful now. Wormhole is pretty much unchanged. It's just a quick way to travel around the map. But the Antimatter Drop and Null Star, which is her second and first ability, respectively, are much better. They're much more fun to use. Now, that's the Antimatter Drop. It's really hard to use with the Toncore weapon, which is what I'm using, but basically it's a ball that slowly follows your reticle around, and you can shoot it so it deals more damage, and once you plop it into an enemy or to the ground, it explodes and destroys everything, pretty much. It's a lot of fun to use. It's a little on the slow side, but if you're in close quarters and you've got a group of enemies in front of you, it's not bad. It definitely diversifies the way she plays. Null Star is what I use just there. There's a bunch of little things that rotate around her and basically deal damage to enemies in close quarters. It's not a great ability. It's just kind of one you just pop on and kind of forget about. But it can deal a decent amount of damage if you have it spec'd correctly, and it can be really fun. I enjoy playing Nova. She's definitely a solid team frame, regardless of whether you build her for speed or for slow. She's a lot of fun to play. Now, Vauban was actually moved down a rank. He was second place last time. Vauban is actually third place, and I had a hard time even putting him on the list at all, really. I mean, this video actually exemplifies exactly what Vauban does. Vortex and then Tesla grenades. I mean, I don't even need to do anything else. I can just bounce. I mean, his abilities are it's not that they're not fun to use. They just kind of use themselves. You know, you just kind of fire them off, and then you just sit back and enjoy. You slip on your smoothie, and you just let the game play itself, basically. But Vauban, I mean, he's an old... I mean, you can't go wrong with Vortex. Vortex has saved my ass more times than I can care to remember. It's a great ability. Tesla grenades are a lot of fun to use. You know, hitting your allies with them, walking around, shooting lightning out of their heads. It's hilarious. And Bounce, I don't even need to talk about Bounce. How much fun Bounce is to troll people with, since they took the friendly fire aspect out of the Toncore, which I completely disagree with, and I think it was stupid. But apparently, I'm a minority. That's a whole other video, though. But yeah, Vauban, he's an old favorite. You know, I felt like not including him on the list would be kind of unfair. But the reason that I don't have more more newer frames on the list is because, honestly, I'm not really a big fan of Mirage or Limbo. Mirage, Limbo, and Chroma are the three newest frames since, not including Primes, since my last video, and Limbo and Mirage are just not really... I'm not saying they're bad, I'm just saying I'm not a big fan of playing with them. Every time, you know, I have just horrible traumatic memories of people who would spawn in and, you know, they'd have their cloning ability with the Attica, with the Thunderbolt mods, and it would just melt my graphics card. It was a nightmare. But rank number 2, which is really tied for number 1, that was the biggest change, is that I haven't really been able to decide between who I like more, and that is Loki Prime. He moved up from 3rd place to 2nd/1st place here. I love Loki. Loki was my starter frame back in the day when Loki was a starter frame. He is no longer. But he's invisible. He can disarm people. You know, decoy is handy in a pinch, and switch teleport can make life much easier if you need to get your ally out of a sticky situation, or if he's off in La La Land and he went down, you can switch teleport and you know, make things a little bit easier. Loki is just a solid frame all around. He's just a lot of fun to play. I played more Loki, honestly, in the last 6 months than I have my other 1st place contender, which is why I've kind of put Loki in 1st place. Because, you know, he's a lot of fun to play, and he's badass, and he's you know, he was my 1st frame. He's been with me forever and a day, and you know, you just can't really not include a frame like that. But another little tidbit of information I wanted to share with you guys before we reveal the number 1 pick is that recently I've actually been invited to participate in the design council by Digital Extremes for Warframe. Now, for those of you who don't know what the design council is basically a group of people, part of the founders, certain ranks of the founders, certain ranks of people who bought the founders packs could participate in this group called the Design Council, and those are people who, you know, I wouldn't use the word have a lot of say, but they kind of have a look into the inner workings of, you know, what's going on behind the scenes. And it's a very hush-hush, very prestigious group. I did have to sacrifice the blood of a virgin to get in. I'm sorry, that joke was awful. But I was invited in, and I'm extremely excited about it. I unfortunately did miss the Founders Packs when they were available. I had started too late for them. I also missed the Ember Prime access, but that's, again, another video. But I'm part of it now, and it makes me really happy and excited to kind of, you know, be able to help mold the game that I love so much. But as you can see here, obviously, my number 1 pick, same as last time. It'll probably be, you know, I'll make another video in 6 months. It'll probably be the same then, too, is Banshee. Banshee is amazing. I love Banshee. She's so awesome. Sonic Boom, just blow everyone away from you, give you some breathing room. Soundquake can potentially indefinitely stun enemies in the radius for as long as you need. Sonar is arguably one of the best abilities in the game for pure damage, especially when you combine it with certain builds with her augmentability mod. Silence is very handy if you want to actually, you know, be a ninja and stealth through things. You combine silence with radial blind, and enemies are they have no idea what's going on. It's amazing. Banshee is just all around. No, she was technically my second frame. I got Loki in the intro, and then immediately bought Banshee. I bought her bundle pack with Platinum, which in retrospect was a terrible idea. But Banshee was just, you know, she's so much fun to play, and she looks so fucking awesome. All of her alt masks are cool. You know, she's an awesome frame, and I love playing her. And she's just, you know, this has actually probably been the first time in about a week and a half that I actually brought her out and played to record this video, and I fell right back into it. There was no problem. I knew exactly what to do. This video is technically a little shady because I didn't have her built quite right. It was built wrong, but I mean, she's just so much fun to use, and you know, you can do a Sonic build. You can do a Sonic Boom and a Soundquake build. You could do a Sonar build. I mean, hell, you could really do a Silence build, but I think Silence and Sonar kind of combo pretty well together because they're both duration based. But she's just so much fun to use, and she was my first real frame, and you know, she's still definitely my most used frame of all time. But that is pretty much the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember, if you'd like to enter the Platinum giveaway, I'm giving away an undisclosed number of 75 Platinum codes. You have to leave a comment in the description telling me your favorite frame. Now, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and please remember to comment and enter the giveaway. Thank you very much. This has been your host of the most, Francois878, signing out.